Assalamualaikum everyone. In today's episode, we apply the laws of conservation of momentum and mechanical energy and the concept of projectile motion in analyzing a problem that involves an inelastic collision. So just stick around up to the end of the video, watch and learn. The question is, a 0.500 kilogram block of cheese sliding on a frictionless tabletop collides with and sticks to a 0.200 kilogram apple. Before the collision, the cheese was moving at 1.40 meters per second and the apple was at rest. The cheese and apple then slide together off the edge of the table and fall to the floor 0.600 meters below. Question letter A. Find the speed of the cheese and apple just after the collision. In this collision, what is conserved? Momentum, total mechanical energy, both, or neither? Question letter B. What is the speed of the cheese and apple just before they hit the floor? During the fall from the tabletop to the floor, what is conserved? Momentum, total mechanical energy, both, or neither? We're given a 0.500 kilogram block of cheese sliding at a speed of 1.40 meters per second on a frictionless tabletop. All right? It collides and sticks to a stationary apple whose mass is 0.200 kilograms. The cheese and the apple then slide together off the edge of the table and fall to the floor 0.600 meters below. Right? We are required to find the speed of the cheese and the apple just after the collision. Right? So we represent that with B sub F. All right? And the expression for finding the common speed B sub F, all right, is just the product of the mass of the block of cheese, all right, multiplied by its initial speed. And then we divide it by the total mass M1 plus M2, which we represent here as capital M. Right? So, if you're going to plug in the given quantities, right, we have the common final speed V sub F equal to 0.500 kilogram multiplied by the initial speed of cheese, which is 1.40 meters per second, right? The initial speed of the apple, of course, is equal to 0. So we don't include that here anymore. All right. The total mass, or the value of capital M, is, of course, 0.500 kilogram plus 0.20 kilogram, or 0.700 kilogram. So when you do our math, we find that the common final speed of the cheese and the apple just after they collided, all right, is equal to 1.00 meters per second in three significant figures. So after the inelastic collision, the cheese and the apple slides as one body system, right, horizontally off the edge of the table before falling to the floor. The total momentum before the collision, all right, is expressed here as a piece of t, right, as in total momentum. It is equal to m1, which is the mass of the block of cheese, multiplied by v naught 1, which is the initial speed of the block of cheese, right? While the total momentum just after the collision is denoted here by piece of t, okay, with a prime. And that is equal to the product of the total mass, capital M, and the final speed of the cheese and the apple as one body system. All right? So, we first determine the total momentum before the collision. That is 0.500 kilogram multiplied by 1.40 meters per second. Right? So, the value of that momentum, right, is equal to 0.700 kilogram meters per second. So, although what we multiplied, okay, is the mass of the block of cheese by its initial speed, okay, this value of the total momentum, all right, is considered the total momentum before the collision, all right, since the apple initially is at rest, right? And then for the total momentum just after the collision, all right, we multiply the total mass, which is 0.700 kilogram, and the common speed of the block of cheese and the apple combined, all right, the value of b sub f earlier computed, that is 1.00 meters per second. So we get the total momentum just after the collision equal to 0.700 kilogram meters per second, right? Since the total momentum before the collision and the total momentum after the collision are exactly the same or equal, okay, we can conclude therefore that uh, the total momentum of the system, okay, in this collision is conserved. So we have just verified that in an inelastic collision, the total momentum of the system is always conserved, right? How about the total mechanical energy? Is it conserved or not? So to find that out, Uh, of course, we will calculate the total mechanical energy of the system just after the collision, starting with computing the potential energy of the system, all right, just after the collision. So that is equal to the product of the mass, capital M, acceleration due to gravity g, and the given height h. That is P equals 0.700 kilogram times 9.80 meter per second squared times 0.600 meters. Right? Doing our math, we get the value of the potential energy of the system just after the collision equal to 4.12 joules in three significant figures. Alright, take note that this potential energy of the system just after the collision is relative to the floor being our reference in describing potential energy of the two bodies which are located on top of the table. Now, the corresponding kinetic energy of the system just after the collision, or Ke, which is equal to 1/2 of the mass big M and the square of the common speed Bf. That is, Ke equals 1/2 times 0.700 kilogram times the square of 1.00 meter per second. So again, simplifying, we get the kinetic energy of the system before or just after the collision equal to 0.350 joules, also in three significant figures. Right? So when you're going to add this kinetic energy, all right, and the potential energy, all right, 4.12 joules plus 0.350 joules, we get the total mechanical energy of the system just after the collision. That is, capital E sub T equals 4.47 joules. Right? So we proceed in computing the total mechanical energy of the system before the collision, starting with the kinetic energy Ke naught, which is just equal to 1/2 the product of the mass of the block of cheese multiplied by its initial speed squared. That is 1/2 times 0.500 kilogram times 1.40 meter per second squared. The initial kinetic energy of the apple is understood to be equal to 0 because it is at rest, all right, before the collision. And the potential energy of the system before they collided, all right, um, is just the same as the potential energy of the system, okay, just after the collision. And that is equal to 4.12 joules also, right? The reason is that before and after the collision, there's really no change in the position of the two bodies, right? With respect to the floor, M1 and M2, or the block of cheese and the apple, are still located on top of the table, right? But the total mechanical energy before the collision is the sum of the kinetic energy initial and the potential energy before the collision. So we have to add 4.12 joules and 0.490 joules, which will give us the total mechanical energy before the collision equal to 4.61 joules, right? Which obviously is greater than the total mechanical energy just after the collision. So there is a decrease from 4.61 joules to 4.47 joules, right? And the reason for this decrease in the total mechanical energy is, of course, because of the decrease in the kinetic energy of the system. All right? From 0.490 joules before the collision to 0.350 joules just after the collision. All right? So even if the potential energy of the system has not changed, but the kinetic energy has actually decreased. So we can therefore conclude that in an inelastic collision, okay, um, the total mechanical energy is not conserved. Moving on to question letter B, finding the speed of the cheese and the apple just before they hit the floor. When the cheese and the apple slides off the edge of the table, they actually have a horizontal speed equal to Vx, or 1.00 meter per second. All right? And this speed is actually constant. Okay. Uh, the moment the block of cheese and the apple undergo what we call projectile motion. All right. Uh, the initial vertical speed of the system, okay, is understood to be equal to 0. Right. So the cheese and the apple behaves like a projectile whose uh, initial vertical speed is equal to 0, but with a component Vx always constant equal to 1.00 meter per second. And since the floor, or the distance of the floor from the top of the table, is given as 0.600 meters, okay, we can actually compute the vertical component of the final speed of the cheese and the apple just before they hit the floor. Right? And the formula is simply B sub yf equals square root of 2gh. All right? So in this equation, the initial vertical speed b naught y is equal to 0. All right? So substituting the given quantities, we get the by's of f equals square root of 2 times 9.80 meters per second squared times 0.600 meters. So again, doing our math, we get the vertical component of the final speed b y sub f equal to 3.43 meters per second in three significant figures. Right? So when we use the Pythagorean formula, right, to determine the actual speed bf just before hitting the ground, I mean the floor, all right, that will be equal to square root of 3.43 meter per second, that will be squared, plus the value of the Vx, which is constant, 1.00 meter per second squared. So simplifying, we get the actual speed of the block of cheese and the apple body system equal to 3.57 meters per second in three significant figures. Okay, this is just the magnitude, the velocity, okay, just before the two bodies hit the floor. But the question is simply asking for the final speed. So this is our answer to question letter B. This final speed is 3.57 meters per second. In answer to the additional question in letter B, which is considering the motion of the cheese and the apple from the top of the table to the floor, which quantity is actually conserved? Is it the total momentum or the total mechanical energy? Right? So, it's pretty obvious that the total momentum of the system when they move from the top of the table, okay, to the floor, right, would really increase. And here is the proof, right? We compute for the total momentum, right, when the two bodies, the block of cheese and the apple, are still located at the top of the table, right? See, we denote that by P sub t being equal to the product of the mass of the system and the common speed, okay, right after the collision. That is 0.700 kilogram times 1.00 meter per second, which is equal to, of course, 0.700 kilogram meter per second. So this is the magnitude of the total momentum, all right, when the two bodies are still on top of the table. Now, just before hitting the floor, the total momentum, which we denote here as Pt or P sub t prime, is still, all right, equal to the product of their combined mass, capital M, and the value of the final speed just before they hit the floor, right? That is, P sub t prime equals 0.700 kilogram multiplied by 3.57 meters per second. And that gives us the value or magnitude of the total momentum just before hitting the floor equal to 2.50 kilogram meter per second, all right, in three significant figures. All right, so obviously, okay, from 0.700 kilogram meter per second, the total momentum has increased, all right, to 2.50 kilogram meter per second. And this is because of the increase in the speed, all right, of the system, okay, when they undergo the projectile motion, or as they fall freely from the top of the table onto the floor, all right? So that is our proof that the total momentum, okay, of the system is really not conserved, okay, when we are to consider the pre-fall or the projectile motion of the two bodies, right, from the top of the table up to uh, just before hitting the floor, right? Total momentum is not conserved. All right, so to show that uh, the total mechanical energy of the system, okay, is the quantity that is actually conserved. Okay, when you consider the motion of the system from the top of the table, all right, up to the floor, or just before hitting the floor, all right. Earlier, we already computed the total mechanical energy, all right, of the system when they are still at the top of the table. That is equal to 4.47 joules, right? The total mechanical energy E sub t prime just before hitting the floor can be determined by just multiplying 1/2 the total mass big M, or 0.700 kilogram, and the square of the final speed, which is 3.57 meter per second, right? Or when you do our math, we get the total mechanical energy E sub t prime, okay, just before hitting the floor equal to 4.46 joules in three significant figures, right? So, just before hitting the floor, it is understood that the total potential energy is equal to zero. All right? Because our reference is still the floor. And therefore, okay, we say that the total mechanical energy is indeed conserved, right? Because the difference that we get here, all right, from the original total mechanical energy when the system is still on the top of the table, 4.47 joules, all right, compared to the total mechanical energy when the system is just about to hit the floor, equal to 4.46 joules. The difference of 0.01, okay, is just uh, considered insignificant, right? So this is our proof that the total mechanical energy is the quantity that is conserved. But the total momentum earlier explained is not conserved. All right? So that's it. We are done. Till the next episode. Mabuhay. MashaAllah. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow me in my FB page and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.